Welcome back to another Cube video. My name is Edward, also known as Strategy, and today we have 6 people. I'm passing to Ryan. I kind of like Workshop here. I could also take Swords to Plowshares is probably the more, not just safer, but just maybe overall better pick. I really want to take Mishra's Workshop, but it's a team draft. It's 6 players, so there's going to be less packs, and Swords to Plowshares will always be good no matter what, where a Workshop, yes, we could still get a bunch of cards that are good with it, but I think the higher winning percentage is the Swords to Plowshares, and since this is a team draft, I do want to, take that into consideration. So I'm gonna take the Swords to Plowshares. Okay, here we have Bauble, we have Athari, we have Titania. I don't know if I want to take Athari. It's just a lot of mana. I have not yet had a chance to play with Athari. In this cube, I have in my own personal paper cube, but maybe I'm supposed to just take it. Okay, Sandy's on my team. Sandy likes to play a lot of Boros things, so I'm just going to take the Hull Breacher. I think that's just the best pick here, and we'll go from there. All right, so we have Brazen Borrower, I don't hate. We have Anointed Peacekeeper, Hex Drinker, not really interested in Imperial Seal for the same reasons I mentioned Workshop. Also, I'm glad I haven't taken Workshop yet. I still got to figure out what else I'm doing here, but I'll take Brazen Borrower, I think. Ryan likes to draft a lot of style strategies. So, Undermountain Adventure, pick 4. Yeah, there's nothing else I'm even going to consider. Let's just take that. Maybe we'll end up in Bant again, because this Hull Breacher I do really want to play. I think Hull Breacher is incredibly powerful. I don't want to splash, like, Wheel of Fortune into the deck, but I would love to see a Time Twister. All right, so we have Birds of Paradise. That goes well with our Undermountain Adventurer. There's a Leovold, which would put us in a 4th color if we wanted to play, but it goes similarly with Hull Breacher. I think Leovold also just has a very high chance of wheeling. I definitely am playing this Undermountain Adventurer, so green is a safe color to take. I really, really like this Birds of Paradise, but I also just really like Teferi. So I'll take Teferi. Okay, something I was about to mention is there's a lot of mana dorks, although I do think Birds of Paradise is one of the best. I think Noble Hierarch's actually like the best mana dork, although Birds is close because it's 5 colors. I just really like the Exalted, and these hit all the colors anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna slam dunk this Noble Hierarch. Really glad I didn't take that Workshop, because there's nothing that I've seen that like really goes with it since. So doing what the math says has ended up being correct. Okay, and no one else has seen anything either. Here I think I just want to take Skyclave. I could also see taking Aether Spellbomb, but we already have Teferi. We already have Swords to Plowshares. I could. Aang's not a bad one either. They can get their thing back, but it does have Flash, where Skyclave just gets rid of it totally. I'm gonna take Aang. I think cutting blue going into Ryan is more important. Also, Sven is on my team this time, so I will not be losing to Sven this draft. Sven has had my number for sure these last 2 videos. All right, next pack. Okay, Titania did come back, and I'm going to take it here. I really want to play this Undermountain Adventurer, so I am committed to playing green, and at this point, I'm just committed to just full on Bant. So I need to keep track and take Bant lands decently high. With 6 players, there's going to be less cards in the draft, so we need to keep that in mind. But yeah, we're going to take this Titania. Uvenwald, Oddity, or Tireless Tracker. We don't have a lot of 4s. We do have a ton of 3s. This Brazen Borrower is a 2. Noble Hierarch helps us get to 3s better than it helps us get to 4s. This is actually tough, but I'm going to take the Tireless Tracker. I don't blame anyone for telling me that that's wrong and I should take the Uvenwald. Okay, Sensei's Divine. This is also easier to cast, which is something that I should be considering. I don't really want any of these. I guess Nurturing Peatland. Sure. It's a green, it's a forest that cycles. Yeah, here we'll take the Haywire Might. We're not interested in Oath. Okay, Utopia Sprawl did wheel. That's nice for both fixing and ramp. Notably, Birds of Paradise did not wheel. Also, this being a forest that sacks to draw a card means we can get it back with Titania later, potentially. I mean, our Black Splash might end up being free. So currently I'm not going to play this. I don't like Leovold is a card I would consider if we had like Time Twister in our deck to consider playing black, but I definitely don't want to play more colors than I need to. Yep. straight to the sideboard. Straight to jail. That's a Zurin Orb. There's also a Scalding Tarn. Also a Chrome Mox. This does seem to be a decent Chrome Mox deck. So, oh, there's a White Plume. Let me... Okay, I guess I'm taking this White Plume. So I was already going to say, I think I'm going to chance that this Zurin Orb wheels as, you know, Titania wheeled, so like no one necessarily knows where it went. Although, actually, yeah, because it's going the other way. So Lord Delver might pass it to. I was going to say Vosh might not pass it, but it's going the other way. So that's actually really nice. So it would be between Scalding Tarn and Chrome Mox, but yeah, I'm just going to slam dunk this White Plume adventure and move on with my life. City of Traders is excellent for this style of deck, and it's another reason why I'm really glad I have Undermountain Adventurer, Titania, the White Plume Adventurer. Also, it's a land that sacks itself to Titania. That's not nothing. If we had a Time Twister, I'd probably take the Narset, but as it sits, I'm taking the City of Traders. Daze is another card that I would consider if my mana base wasn't absolute hot garbage. We effectively have colorless lands that sack themselves is basically what our lands are currently. So this is another land that sacks itself. And more importantly, it's an actual dual land for us. I'm going to take this over basically everything. Well, I'm literally taking it over everything in this pack, but I would take this over a lot right now. And I honestly don't feel like I'm giving up on much. Like there's Enduring Curiosity, which I would like to see on the wheel, but that's really it. Lauren of the Third Path is also nice, but I'd probably take Enduring Curiosity over it. Glimmerland's another noteworthy card. Ooh. Okay, so there's a Miscalc, there's a Caracas. That's about it. I'm not interested in Goyf. Do we have, we can't abuse, I guess we have Aang. Aang we can abuse the Caracas with. And we can protect Titania potentially. I'm going to take the Caracas. Ocelot Pride is also incredibly strong. Yeah, this pack is actually just really sweet. Not necessarily for us, but this pack is very sweet. I want to take the Caracas, though. Okay, so here we have Teferi, and we have Grim Monolith and Tishana's Tidebinder. Are we a Teferi deck? Probably not. If we're playing the initiative, we want creatures on board. Like, we want to be able to win the board so we can keep the initiative. There's also Grim Monolith, but we're not really a Grim Monolith deck here. Am I supposed to just take Tidebinder? Yeah, for the reasons I said, I'm going to take the Tidebinder over the Teferi. Oh, wow. Okay, so Thopter, Foundry, and Sword we saw earlier. I don't remember if Sword was pack 1 or not. Here's the thing. I don't think we're giving up on much by taking this. I know I could be taking it from a teammate if it was pack 1 that we saw the Swords. I really don't remember. I am sorry, but if it was this pack, it's even more important, I think, that we take the Thopter in case, you know, Ryan took the Sword or takes the Sword like on the wheel. I want to take this. We can play it as well if we end up, if I was wrong, we end up getting that back. Okay, Colonnade came back. That is a gift. I really, really like this Thraben as well, but I want to take Colonnade. Also, there was 2 other Bant dual lands in that pack, unfortunately. Maybe one of them will wheel. I guess I'm just taking Council's Judgment here. We're just not shaping up to be a Narset deck. Okay, Third Path wheeled, so did Enduring Curiosity. I think I'm going to take the Enduring Curiosity. Lauren is a nice card. We have a ton of 3s though, and being able to draw cards with all these creatures that we're putting in our deck, I think is a little bit more important. Also, Enduring Curiosity is just bigger than a lot of creatures too, where Lorien is not at all. What? Okay, yeah, sure. We'll take the wheeled Ocelot Pride. I mean, if nothing else, I don't want Vosh having it. Like, Sandy could end up with it, but I don't think Sandy's passing that. When did Sandy see this? Like pick 4-ish? Yeah, that's a Teferi, I guess we'll take. Not going to play any of the other cards anyways. This is shaping up to be pretty nice, I would say. Oh, Thunder Trap Trainer, what does that get? Almost nothing. It helps us find our Thopter Foundry combo. I guess I'm not playing anything else, so I will take it, but I'm not likely to want to play it. Destroy Artifact. Okay, yeah, no, I'd rather just take this. So yeah, Thunder Trap can go here. I guess I don't have any counter spells. I'll take the Exploration. That's probably wrong, but that's fine. All right, let's open a piece of power. Best I can do is Oko. Okay. Yeah, we'll take the Oko. Just making sure I'm not missing anything else. There is a Minkskin Badgermole Cub wouldn't be terrible. There's also a Tundra, which we kind of desperately need. None of the other 2 Bant lands did come back, which is notable. We don't have a fetch for the Lauren revealed yet, but I'm not going to pass Oko here. I don't think the Tundra is going to come back, but I'm going to take the Oko. I mean, that's a Bant Triome. There's also Solitude. Am I supposed to take the Solitude or the Bant Triumph? Solitude is just so strong. I mean, Ocelot Pride wield, but I don't think Solitude will. This is tough because like my mana base is just horrible. My mana base is just really bad. I have to take the Sparrows. I'm sorry. Okay, so here we have a green-white tap land, and then we have a Dork and a Giver of Runes. Giver of Runes can help take and potentially keep the initiative. I think I like that better than Jetmir's Garden. Although if Jetmir's Garden wheels, I'll probably take it over anything else in this pack. Like if I had a Cogwork Librarian, Sandy used it. Okay, if I had a Cogwork Librarian, I'm using it here. Honestly, just my mana base is just that bad. Okay, so we have a Dig Through Time, which I don't want. Mother of Runes, what does Formidable Speaker do? I know what it does, but so it can get us Undermountain Adventurer, Titania. Oh yeah, notably the Azuran Orb did not wheel, which is unfortunate. I just now realized, so we might not be playing Titania, but I will take a Mother of Runes. I wish these duels were in my colors. Hey look, duels that are in my colors. I have to take that literally over anything else. I would love this remand, but I need to be able to cast my spells. Oh, there's a Wheel of Fortune, not gonna take it. And not really a token generator. Creature token generator. I have the Ocelot Pride, I guess, with staff. I'll take the staff, but I'm not like too excited about it. Oh, Tundra Wield, that's a gift. So there's also Eagles. So let's look. So Eagles can get green currently. Oh, it can get all three. Oh, Lorien Revealed also wield. That's funny. Eagles has a chance to come back because this is a 6-player draft. I'm going to take the Tundra. I could take Lorien Revealed because it gets all three as well, but I want to take the Tundra. We have to make cuts for the non-basics anyways. This is a blue-white land, and outside of Quasali, which I would consider, there's also a Fresh Start, I suppose. I think we're just trying to be the beatdown. I want to take the dual land. This is another situation where I'm just going to take the bad dual land. I don't want to play this many tap lands, but we'll see how the spells shape up. Currently, we have 23 cards in our deck, so like we don't have to make any cuts from here, but there's no spell I would have wanted to put into my deck out of this pack anyways, but we can make room because this Titania is probably not getting played, I would imagine. I guess we could always cycle a Triome along the way. I don't think we're a Formidable Speaker deck. Let's take the Cogwork. Also, our threes are just like the biggest that they can be, so hopefully the Eagles wheels. The Eagles I would consider a gift if it comes back. There's a Tinker, there's a Rumble. Rumble's actually nice. That's a really nice wheel. Are we just green-white? I guess we'd be playing Oko anyways, but there could be a Reanimator player at the table. I'll take Endurance. Okay, Eagles did wheel. That is a gift. Please get into my deck. Solid Pride Mage, sure. And then, okay, a key. All right. Are you also a fan of Legacy? Well, I have a treat for you. Located in St. Louis, Missouri, the Wizard's Wagon is hosting a Legacy Win-A-Duel March 28th. First place wins an LP Revised Scrubland. Second place wins a Force of Will. Additional prizes based on attendance, which are capped at 24 players. So check the link in the description to reserve your seat now. Proxies are welcome. Everyone, please give a special thank you to Connor for helping keep our Eternal formats alive. Once you're done signing up, let's get back to the action. So this is another one of those times where I forgot to do the deck tech and the outro. So here real quick, we're going to go over this deck. What this deck's trying to do is it's trying to use one of these two mana accelerants to play turn 2 Oko, hold up Aang, hold Breacher if need be, White Plume, and then maybe go into an Undermountain Adventure. City of Traders here is going to be very powerful for playing White Plume and Undermountain Adventure, and I just have Exercise and Endurance as my only real sideboard cards. I don't like having, 12 cards in my sideboard that I know I'm just never going to bring in, so I always just cut them, is why you only see the 2 sideboard cards. So I think my mana base is pretty good, and I'm excited to show you guys what happens. The NYSE is returning for its 10th installment this summer. Have you ever won a piece of power during a Magic the Gathering tournament? Well, now is your chance. All 5 Moxen, a Time Walk, an Ancestral Recall, and even a Black Lotus will be up for grabs at this tournament. This event will be taking place on June 6th in Patchogue, New York. Worried about playing an underpowered deck? Don't worry, you're allowed to play with up to 15 proxies. Use the link in the description for more information regarding this historic event. I can't wait to see you there. Now let's get back to the action. All right, welcome to round 1, playing Vosh. This hand can be risky, because if we just don't draw another land, it's just horrible, but we are on the draw. I'll keep it. If I was on the play, I would mulligan this and not really give it too much thought, but we have tap lands anyways, and I would hate to go to 6 and then not be able to do our thing. But if I can get the 3 or top deck like a Ignoble Hierarch or something, I think that would be really nice. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna play the Sparrows. If we get Wastelanded, that'd be really bad, but I don't remember what 7 did. I accidentally hit it. Yeah, okay, I don't know what that does. Anyways. Sorry, still getting used to all this. No response. Okay, land? Okay, that's not great. I don't want to Swords the Elf. I think that's way too aggressive. They can't have Oko, obviously. If they have Minskimbu, then that's a problem. If this gets a red source, I might consider Swordsing. Let's just hope it doesn't get a red source. Shoot. Okay, well. Minskimbu? Don't. Okay, it tapped for green. Okay, sure. Yeah, still not going to do anything. Okay, well, we got punished. That's unfortunate. So, looking at the game log. What did they name with Tamio? Lightning Greaves. Okay, so they have Nadu. What'd they name this time? Probably Lightning Greaves again. Okay. No Nadu. Plays an island. Okay, lovely. Glad to see that they have mana. If we do draw an untapped land here, I think I need to leave up Tashana's Tidebinder, unfortunately. I'll just take the 1. But it is very likely that Minskimbu is in their pile. Yep. Okay, well, now we need to Swords that. Man, this is a crime. I think I need to Swords now, though, to play around a Daze. I mean, I kept the hand, so it's completely my fault. It's just unfortunate. Hopefully we have a land to draw into here. Please, one time. Oh my god. Okay. Let's discard. I don't even know what I'm supposed to discard here. I think it's just the Thraben. I know I can cast the Thraben, but I don't really want to show much else. I guess I could... I guess it's the Adventurer. I don't know. Let's just discard the Thraben. The Thraben's... Like, I have to crack the clue to make the Thraben good right now, and just missing land drops is not fantastic. It is unfortunate, because I feel like this one's kind of getting out of the way, away from us, even though if I was able to cast this White Plume earlier, I think we're kind of the opposite of running away with it. Yep, that's a draw 3. After they hit us for 4 even. I think it's fairly obvious I don't have anything. They named... Oh, they returned. Okay. Fallen Shinobi. That's gross. Speaking of gross, we just can't... Oh, this is so annoying. Let me just screenshot this for my teammates and make a better screenshot, Edward. All right. We're just going to concede. Next game, before I show them anything else. That was kind of ridiculous. Okay, we do have an Endurance. I don't think I want that. I think I'd rather just draw lands. I guess, I mean, Chrysalis Pride Mage actually just does kill the Lightning Greaves, which is nice. So let's just resubmit. Let me communicate with my teammates real quick. Yes. All right, lands. Okay, we have lands. Keep. Not having a turn 1 mom is kind of annoying, but I think in this case we're going to lead with Giver. I mean, Giver, you don't necessarily have to... Giver, you don't necessarily have to lead with because... Or kill on sight, you can kind of wait to see what else they play. But this way, at least we get to protect our Mother of Runes. So, like, what I'm saying is that even if they have a removal spell, they may still wait and not just take it out on the giver. Okay. Here, we probably just want to leave up Aang. Yeah, let's leave up Aang. I'm also glad I discarded the Thraben last game because it just gave them the least amount of information. I will just play the Aang end of turn. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Let's see what they want to do with this information. I don't think cycling Rafine's Tower is correct. Okay, they want a mana leak. I'd consider that a win. Honestly. So now we can go Tireless Tracker Land is, I think, the most efficient use of mana. They're stuck on our upkeep. Are they going to kill the Giver? But that doesn't make sense because the Giver's not Mom. Okay. I think I'm supposed to name White here. Let's do that. Let's play this land. Hey, look, lands. Always yield. And then I'm not going to attack. I want to protect. Oh, should not have F6'd there, but we didn't get punished. That would have been really bad. Meant to hit 1. Anyway, so now we want to protect the Tireless Tracker. Hopefully the Qasali Pride Mage can blow up whatever they play here. This is an artifact. Interesting. And I can pro the Tireless Tracker. I guess I'll name Red. All right. Okay, that's a land. Let's play the Pride Maid. Let's combat. Let's get the Exalted trigger. And then we can destroy this. And honestly, let's just crack the clue too. Play the Colonnade. Say go. All right. Well, we could still lose, obviously. They have Nadu Greaves. That can be a problem. Their mana base looks completely different from last game too. It's really funny. To be fair, so do ours. It would be nice to get this game. Obviously, we'd have game 3 on the back foot. It's also just really funny. I just haven't played this Mother of Runes yet, even though it was in my opener. And that's the problem with tap lands, folks. Toxic Deluge. Yep, that gets around it. I'm glad I didn't play the Mom. But we do have Celestial Colonnade attack. I could also just play Eagles. I'm going to crack Clue. Because I can Eagles next turn too. And remember, I have the Hull Breacher, so... Waiting for Vosh. Let's see what they're doing. I guess they could have Bowmasters. Oh, Caracas. Night. Let's play Mom. Probably not cycling this Eagles, if I had to guess. Now, Caracas doesn't make loot, like, bad, quote-unquote. But if they don't have the extra mana, they won't be able to, like, do much with the loot with it. But once they get to 6 mana, then loot is still a 6 mana draw 3 at absolute worst. So... And the Reaper is a legendary, but that's already dealt with. I guess they could reanimate it, but I don't know why they would with Caracas. I guess they could just keep replaying it and keep shooting my creatures. But, oh, fresh start. Okay, sure. Haywire Might can technically deal with that if we wanted it to. But here I'm probably just going to slam Eagles of the North, and then maybe start attacking with Colonnade after that. Attack for 7, hit them to 4, and then present lethal with the Colonnade again. Pillage the Bog, entered the exile zone. Okay. What did I draw? Malevolent Rumble. Okay. We'll cast this. Ooh, Oko. Yeah, we'll take an Oko here. Green, blue, white. I guess I don't want this to get wastelanded, and so I'd rather have it tapped to make it less desirable to wasteland. So making this a 3/3 doesn't make a lot of sense. I could make my sapling a 3/3. And I think I will. Because the enchantment gives it -5, -0. So it would just be a 0/3. Or a -2/3. Sure. And remember, they have a Pillage the Bog that's been whatchamacallited. Yep. No response. Eagles of the North does pump the team. Unfortunately, I don't know what they're going to get here. They have a couple cards I don't know about in hand. If they have an A, like if they have Nadu and they're looking for Greaves, they can start that. They only have 2 triggers currently on the board. I mean, of course we have Sword. They don't know that yet. Caracas can obviously bounce the Nadu as well, but they're still drawing cards, so that's still like 3 mana draw card, basically. I know it's not literally draw card, but you know what I mean. Is this Nadu? No. Is it Mingskimbu? Because Mingskimbu gets beat by Caracas. Oh, loot. Okay, sure. No response. This, I may just Swords, honestly. So they're going to Bolt, which is really annoying. But you know what? I'd rather them just use their mana. Oh, no, because they can draw 3. I didn't see the island untapped. I would assume that they're going to draw 3 here. Which, if they draw 3, I really want to Swords this thing. 3 damage to that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, Ignoble Hierarch. Let's create a food. Am I supposed to just attack with... So it needs 2 more. Let's just put the pressure on them. So now next turn, if that same sequence happens, then next turn they will lose. Unless they obviously have a way to stop it. Okay, now they have 3 mana. I wonder how Oko... I wonder how Oko and Colonnade interact. Like, I wonder if I make it an elk, if it still goes back to being a land because of the until end of turn part, or if that's like a permanent thing that once I elk it, it loses that, so it won't turn back into a land. If it worked that way, because like I know Inkmoth back in the day, Inkmoth Nexus with Tezzeret, you can make it a 5/5 and it'll have the infect, but then the infect goes away at end of turn. So I wonder if like I could have made this a 7/7 potentially next turn by doing the elk trick, which I would have attacked and dealt the damage first. Oh no, yeah, because this doesn't give counters. Ignore everything I just said. I don't know why this is this is not like Tezzeret where it gives counters. This just straight up makes it a 3/3. I got confused because of things like Walking Ballista. If you do that, the Walking Ballista becomes, let's say it's a 2/2, it'll become a 5/5. I got my stuff mixed up, so ignore everything I just said. Okay, yep, that's a loot. No response. Yep. They have a kill spell, then oh, okay, that's a okay, no response. I think I'm supposed to just go for it, right? Elk this. I guess I could have swapped these two, but then I'm not elking. So elk that. And that should be Xaxes. All right, we got there. All right, so still don't think we want the endurance. Don't think we want the exercise again, so let's just move on. I cut a lot of the cards in my sideboard that didn't matter, so that's why I keep having these low these low sideboard counts. All right, game 3 for all the marbles. Okay. And we get the Utopia Sprawl into Teferi Time Raveler. We'll keep. Vosh, it looks like Vosh did keep a 7. Yep, this Utopia Sprawl is going to name white. Okay, let's see what they have. Well, I suspect this Teferi is going to get countered, but I'm going to play it. Yep. So here we have play Island, play Giver of Runes, and cycle Jetmir's Garden. Doesn't seem great. Okay, what 4-mana play do you have? Oh, that's an Oko. I don't want Oko to get countered, so I'll wait. So I should have played the Giver of Runes first, but it is what it is. This plays into Daze pretty bad for no reason. Yep. Yeah, there was no reason to do that. I don't think I knew they had the Daze, but there was still just absolutely no reason to do that. Forgot to play land first. Yep, there. Now you can play loot. Oh, no. Oh, attacking for. Oh, no, they didn't have Shinobi. Okay. Interesting. I'm super confused. So this is 6 mana to Tishana's and Rafine Tower. All right, what you got? Consult, sure. Yeah, that would have been really bad to play that for only 3 instead of 4. Yep. Okay. Tarmogoyf, okay. Something? Sure, we'll play a Hull Breacher now. Why not? Haywire Might. That doesn't do too much. This is a 4/5. I guess I want that endurance now. Just play an Oko. We still have Tishana's to protect. I could also just Elk there, Tarmogoyf. I think I like that. All right, let's see what they got. Clear attacks. I will just let the Oko take 3 here. I think is fine. They could burn it out, which would be a problem, but I don't want to tap out of my Tishana's right now. Like, maybe they play Loot, and then I can counter the Loot's activated ability with Tishana's and then Elk it. Nope, not Loot mana. Okay, yep, no response. Let's Tide Binder. Sparrow's headquarters, eh? Let's create a food. Am I supposed to cycle this? Probably. I'm not doing much else. White Plume. Sure. Always yield. Yeah, we'll take a Plains. We'll play the Plains. Always yield. Here I think I want to just... I could play the Mother or the Haywire Might. I'll play the Mother. Honestly, Mother may just block. Combat. I don't want Tidebinder to block. Let's attack Vosh. I think I'm going to play it safe and just attack with one thing. I could attack with the Hull Breacher, but that just max punishes me if they have a removal spell. Yep. I guess they would have to have 2 because the untap. I should have considered the untap. So the attack with the Hull Breacher is probably safe. Okay, I mean, that's really good for us. Forge. Let's put them on... I guess the White Plume is what I want to be hit the least. Eagles? That gives first strike. One mana short, though, from the Eagles. Let's attack with these 2. Yep. Let's play the Haywire Might out. And let's see. I think what I want to do is untap the 3/3. I just don't want the 5/5 to like have a threat on it. I guess they would do the Tishanas, but I'm happy to let these trade and not tap the Mother of Runes to keep things alive and less issues. But here I can attack for kind of a lot if I want to next turn, if I want to not worry about something like the Rakdos spell. Okay, yeah, there we go. Cool. We'll see you next round. I am proud to announce the 2026 Oklahoma Land Run Weekend, July 10th through the 12th. This event will be held at the Reed Convention Center in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Join me and my vintage family for a weekend of Magic the Gathering events featuring huge prizes and competitive play across multiple formats. Main events include a Vintage, a Legacy, and a Team Trios event, including Vintage, Legacy, and Modern. Don't have power? No worries. You can proxy any card currently on the reserve list. This year's artist is none other than the literal legend Nicola Beeson. Beeson will be on site all weekend long and is the designer of this year's playmat. Our game would not have stood the test of time without artists like Nicola Beeson. Please show her some support during the event. In addition to other prizes, the Vintage Champion will receive the original painting of the playmat art, while the Legacy Champion will receive the original sketch of the painting. Side events so far include a High Roller Vintage Cube for Power Thursday evening, at least one old school charity event, a pre-modern challenge also Thursday evening hosted by GameHQ, Duel Commander, and even more to follow. For more information, please use the links in the description to join the Oklahoma Land Run Discord. I'll see you there. Now let's get back to the video. Welcome to round 2. Yes, I would like to play first. Playing against Killer Popo. Well, no, we're not going to keep a one-lander. Let's mulligan. We're going to keep and bottom the city. I don't want to play city turn 2 just a Tishana's Tidebinder, so that seems terrible. Done. And we'll lead on Rafine's Tower. We have the green mana if we want to play Oko on turn 3. Play F6. Get that sweet F6 value. I do really enjoy that there's a true F6 on Moto, unlike Arena. Okay, well, that's not good. Okay. Am I going to regret not taking Formidable Speaker? I might regret not taking Formidable Speaker. Not for me to play it, just for them to not have it. So I need to get to Tishana's decently fast. And after I get to Tishana's, I need to draw swords, or I guess an Oko to elk this thing after I make them lose 7 and not draw any cards. It's kind of my game plan at this point. Still thinking about which creature they want. Deep Cavern Bat. That's a great one for them. Unfortunately for us. Yep. Mono 3 drops. That is the problem with this deck. Always yield. You think I should Tishana's and turn that off for them? Probably not. But here's a Deep Cavern Bat coming down. Yep, F6. I wouldn't be surprised if they take the Tishana's. I don't think they'll take the White Plume. I think that's the weakest card in my hand based on the current board. So I do think it's going to be either Tishana's or Oko. Okay, they take the Oko. Yeah, because they can just keep this as a 7/7 and never activate it, and Tishana's kind of useless, so that makes total sense. I mean, they already know about the White Plume. The Tishana's, again, just does not make a lot of sense to me. But if I play the White Plume, they can just not give me back, because this is a 2/4 for some reason. And my dog is going crazy right now. I apologize. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to just say go. Which just seems really bad. Like, really, really bad. Let's see if they lose their mana crypt. Okay, they do. Maybe I was supposed to turn off their mana crypt. I know I said that as a joke, but this turning off the mana ability too is something I did not consider until just now. Yeah, that might come back to haunt me. Let's see if it mattered. Okay, they would have got the Goryo's Vengeance anyways. So I don't think it would have mattered. I assume this is getting miscalced or something. No mana lake, no days. They're just going to do it again, I assume. But then it turns off lifelink. It's actually really awkward if they do it again. I thought this was getting countered for sure. I guess I'm glad I didn't miscalc. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. That checks out. So they're only going to gain 1 life this turn? That might have been an oopsies. I don't know. It's too soon to tell. I can't block. Okay. Utopia Sprawl is not even castable as we don't have a forest to play. Don't think I'd cast it anyways. And I'm definitely not playing the White Plume, so let's just go to combat, not attack because they have a 2/4 for some reason. Okay. Lose the flip. Yeah, they go to 1. And we have Enduring Curiosity, so they need to put multiple things on board and win the rest of the flips. They are going to gain 1 here off of the Deep Cavern Bat. I cannot stop. I think at the time, like, assuming perfect information, everyone plays perfectly. Ooh. Okay, I think I'm supposed to... Oh, that's an Atraxa. Gosh, that's terrible. Okay. So now we're just reliant on flips. I think I'm supposed to hit the mana crypt. It just worked out that it wasn't that big of a deal. I will say I do really like Arena on how Arena handles all this. So okay, they have a duress, which isn't going to do much potentially. Oh, is it? Okay. Sure, no response. It's actually really annoying. No, is it? I guess the chat tells me what all they took. Duress, Orcish Bowmasters, and Bayou. Oh, let's let them attack. So we're just down to a coin flip, it looks like. I could, there is a chance that I draw swords, obviously, so I'm still going to play through. Yep. Caracas, that's a great draw. And that lets me attack and present lethal. No, they have Bowmasters, never mind. So attacking here actually it would be horrible. I could White Plume, but I think that only helps them. I'll draw a card now. Eagles, okay. All right, let's see if they lose. All right, we got there. See you in game 2. Yes, we want this this endurance, and we also want this exercise. So yeah, we actually have sideboards for the first time in, what is this, 3 drafts now on this server? Okay, so we want... See, there's Ocelot Pride. I really want Utopia Sprawl, even though we don't have a ton of forests, but I think I'm going to cut it. I know it's also a green card for endurance, though, which is like the real punishment part. Our deck's decently set up for them, honestly. Staff of the Storyteller, maybe? Kasali Pride Mage can blow up the Necromancy. I didn't see a lot of removal. I'll keep the Utopia Sprawl in for just pitch to endurance. Let's do that. Okay. I think this is keepable. They have Duress, but they can't Duress Endurance. They can Duress the Aang. I'm going to keep. I'm on the draw, but I think with Swords, Aang, even if we don't hit a green source for Malevolent Rumble, we still have City to play like out of desperation. Yep, let's play that. Hopefully we draw more lands, but again, it's not the end of the world. Oh, did not mean to F6, but I guess it's fine. Yeah, we're going to play Plains. That's fine. It's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. And if I can draw a land that's not City of Traders, I can play Teferi and bounce it, potentially. If they play another creature here, I may Swords. Oh, Deep Cavern Bet. So, okay, yeah, I can Swords this. But I could also just Aang. Yeah, you have it. This is so annoying, but no response. So I have a couple different options. They shouldn't take Teferi, I don't think, because like if I play Teferi and bounce, no matter what I bounce, Teferi goes down afterwards, and then they can just get their card back, etc. If I bounce the Deep Cavern. So this puts them in the situation of like, do you Swords now? Because if they don't take Swords, I may just Swords the 2-1, rebounce the bat, or I don't know, it's really tough. I think they're supposed to take Swords though. Okay, yeah, they agree. So now I have Aang up, which can block. So that's the other awkward part about this. Please draw an untap land. Yes. Okay. Combat. They also know about the endurance, which is a problem. But now we have Aang, so they can't attack us. Oh, okay, they just have a counter. I mean, if they have a counter, they have a counter. Like, I'm not going to not do this. Yep. So now we can bounce. So now we have the mana. Ooh. So I was going to say, we could City of Traders, but we can't. We don't have. I need another white source here. Plane cycling. Let's get the Tundra. Play the Teferi. Let's return this just so they don't have to draw another card. And by they don't have to, I mean they don't. Oh, Council's Judgment. That's a nice one. Now, Teferi will go down, which is unfortunate, but doing the Deep Cavern Bat doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They can just replay it anyways. Teferi is going to die regardless. They get to see more cards if I do the Deep Cavern Bat, and they draw a card on top of it. So playing Teferi here to do what I did, it makes the most sense to do that, to bounce the other thing. Oh, Leovold. Sure. We have a Council Judgment now. Oh, I could. Well, yeah, never mind. I wouldn't want a White Plume anyways. I don't think I'm supposed to do. Oh, you know what? I could just take the Utopia Sprawl. This just seems terrible. They can put something into play immediately. I'm just going to take the Utopia Sprawl and play it safe here. I guess I'm glad I'm not drawing any of those. So here, if we can get a green source, I mean, technically we can set it up to where we can instep on our own turn the Endurance. Yep. I think we have enough mana for that. Oh, we also just have the Waterlog. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'd untap these two and then do it if we wanted. Oh, that resolved. Did not expect that. They have a Bomat. Oh yeah, the ferry. Yeah, I knew about the ferry. That's fine. Yeah, I knew about the ferry. Yep. I think, are we supposed to play the Endurance now? Probably not. And I'm probably just going to let Teferi take the hit. Oh, what is this? Oh, Kaito. Not, okay. Interesting. Is this, Surveil 2 draw? Okay, yeah, I'm surprised they didn't. I'm sure they have a reason, but I'm surprised they didn't ninjutsu this. Also, they don't get to draw a card here because I haven't lost life. So they bend both of those. Okay. I'm just gonna keep the endurance in hand, I think. I could attack into this, but I already kind of can with Colonnade. Let's undo. I just don't want to keep drawing them into cards. I assume a block is coming. And I'm okay either way. Oh no, they're just letting the Kaito die? Interesting. I mean, yeah, I guess we both draw a card. Interesting. So that's gonna, I guess they can't hit, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say they can't hit the Eldrazi because I would just sack it in response. Okay, Kaito down. They're getting very, oh, okay, sure. I was gonna say they're getting very close to just casting Atraxa, so I'm probably gonna play Endurance here because they can now just cast Atraxa. They have the white for off starting town. I don't think they're gonna attack. Yeah, that's what I thought. I kind of want to choose myself. Hull Breacher. So, unfortunately, because of the Orcish Bowmasters, drawing other cards just seems abysmal. Let's tuck the Deep Cavern Bat. And then we can Swords. Let's White Plume. Let's get an island. I don't think I'm supposed to Swords yet. Because I currently have everything here. Oh, I guess the attack was free because the untap on White Plume. I need to stop forgetting that. Yeah, because they're not triple blocking or double. Yeah, they'd have to triple block. If they triple block, they're not triple blocking, so not relevant. So yeah, the Endurance was a free attack there. Is this an Atraxa? Yep, that's what I was afraid of. I really want to Swords the Bowmasters. Okay, no force of will or anything. That's good. Because I want to be able to start upticking with the Teferi. But I can, like, other Baby Teferi, 3 Fairy is a live draw now that I've shuffled my deck with the White Plume. Caracas is a draw. It's less likely now, but it's still a draw. Urtai. Yep. Blue, blue. So if I lose a life here, I do go down. Or I do lose to Atraxa, but no guts, no glory. Okay, so now we go to the next turn. I guess we're going to Lost Well here. Council's Judgment. That's a good draw. Put on bottom. Put on top. Excuse me. Let's hit the Atraxa. So we can Swords the Bowmasters. Then we will uptick. Undermountain Adventurer, eh? You don't say. So that did give us a treasure. We do lose more life, but I think that's probably fine. What's the next thing? How do I see the dungeon? I think the next thing's a treasure. I'm just gonna say go, I think. Let's attack here. Actually start chipping away. All right, well, they can have Gristlebrand still, but we have a Hull Breacher in play. I'm really glad we lost Weld. I don't know how it would read, like if the Council's Judgment was our natural top card, but honestly, I don't think we need to be forging anyways. So next turn, if they don't take the initiative back, we... Oh, here, I'm so dumb. Edward, look at the... look at the... Yeah, look at your screen. Okay, so... Scry 2. Okay, then Arena is goad, or we can make another treasure. Yeah, so we can treasure... I guess we might goad them, I don't know, because then we can go back to draw a card, I think, is how that would work. But even if we make a treasure or a goad, we can still make a 4/1 black skeleton. But I imagine we still want to be drawing cards. Abrupt Decay targeting that. Okay, yep, that is annoying. Sure. We still have Colonnade to block. If they have removal spell for the Colonnade too, then so be it. Yep. No response. Oh yeah, we knew they had the Urtai. Yep. Sorry, I really need to pay more attention to this. I apologize. I know, well, for the non-sweats out there watching, I'm sure it's still fine, but for the ones that like really, really try hard and want to watch like ultimate whatever, I do apologize for kind of messing that up. Yeah, we'll just take the 2. I don't want to take 3. They do get a basic here. Sure. Okay. +1 to draw. Aang's not a bad one. Do they have anything that's 4 over? No, of course not, because why would they? Well, we could... We just don't have good attacks here at all. So I guess we just play the Undermountain. Get back the initiative. Because we have both Aang and Brazen Borrower. So I think I just want to stash. Make another treasure. Let's just hit this. Don't think attacking is correct. Yep. I have the treasures to make white. I know this makes Simic. So with 2 ways to stop them from taking the initiative here, I do feel a lot better. Giving them back an Urtai does seem very annoying, but not necessarily the end of the world. Let's Aang. Well, let's bounce this one. And by bounce, I mean whatever this ability is called. And then let's attempt to block. We won't be getting free treasures anymore off of our Teferi, but that's fine. Again, if this is Gristlebrand, we can bounce it. No response. No response. I think I'm supposed to... I'll just bounce. I don't know if this is correct or not, but making them waste this seems great. I don't want to necessarily tuck it right now. I just want to keep drawing more cards. Always yield. Thraben Inspector, eh? Let's draw. Tishana's, okay. Always yield. Let's crack this clue. Pride. Okay. I think this is a free attack. Yep. I'm getting to the point where I want to start sacking these lands as well. To just draw more cards. I assume this is Gristlebrand. Which we can tuck Gristlebrand this time, no big deal. Okay, that one's kind of a big deal. Because now we're dead in 2 hits, basically, no matter what. Oh, Teferi. We can bounce now. Let's cast. Always yield. What are we getting? What does Quasali do? Quasali doesn't do much, so let's just take the Eagles. Okay, and then here we have Teferi bounce on the Gristlebrand. Okay. I was gonna say, if we drew Caracas, that would be really annoying, but whatever. So this beats a lot of things now. And we did go through the dungeon. So we kind of just have like a ton of good attacks here. I didn't do the math. I didn't care to. I'm sure these can do something. Okay. That's fine. I could tuck this Suspicious Stowaway as well. That might be what I do. I was going to say, you might as well block because this is getting untapped. Yeah, I will do it like that. Actually, no, I should have let the Urtai live. That was a mistake. Don't have any green mana. End step. They can't draw any extra cards. No response. Oh, yeah, this is... Yep, didn't want to shuffle. Oh, I got the Oko anyways. Nice. Okay, so we don't just auto-lose here. I guess I should draw a card anyways. Okay. Oko, Elk the 7/7. I think that's a win. Yep, okay. All right. Welcome to round 3. Playing against Ryan again. One of my favorite opponents. Yeah, we're going to keep this. We have Noble Hierarch. If they deal with the Noble Hierarch, you know, things might go sideways, but let's hope that they don't. Okay, Birds of Paradise. And unlike Coveted Jewel, Birds of Paradise can't steal initiative on its own. Okay, Jetmir's Garden. We got the white mana anyways. That's good. So we are up, like, I think 4-2 at the moment. So if any one of my teammates wins or I win this round, we win the draft. Ryan doing some thinking. Yep. I did see an Ugin. Didn't see much else. They have the Uvenwald oddity as well. Okay. That we can Brazen Bar at a later time. Or maybe even as soon as next turn. Oh. Do we want to Undermountain? I don't think we want to Undermountain. I think we want to... I don't know if I'm supposed to Mother or Pride. I'm going to Mother because protecting the Undermountain, I think, or the white would be really nice. But now if they play a creature, we can bounce the Smuggler's Copter. And hopefully it's not a flying creature. So that way our White Plume or Undermountain Adventurer next turn will, depending on what we draw, of course, will be good to block. Oh, is this an Ovenwald? Oh, Flame Tongue. Sure, you have a Flame Tongue. Yep. Yep. I assume that they're going to crew and then we're going to bounce. So here we can go get Plains and play Ocelot Pride. Oh, or we can just have Natural Tundra. That's nice. So are you supposed to Undermountain then? I don't think so. I think we're supposed to still Ocelot or White Plume. They don't have the days. So we are going to get Plains. And then so we are good at Magic. We can not reveal to our opponent that we drew a Tundra this turn. And then we're going to go, and then we can untap Noble Hierarch on the upkeep. Always yield. This is a very crucial turn. It's a very, very crucial turn. Thopter, or the Copter, will be annoying for future turns, but it's probably one of the least scary things they can do for this turn. They have 5 mana, though. Uvenwald Oddity would be a problem. Yep. No response. We can keep the initiative if we're willing to sack our board to it, which, honestly, I might be willing to. It just depends. Do we just take the 8? Let's see. If we take 8 here, we can attack with the Ocelot Pride and the White Plume to guarantee initiative taking. And then we have the Undermountain to go further. Yeah, I think I want to just take, or yeah, I just want to take the damage. Yep. Auto yield to all this. They get a basic, but they've already played a land. Ugin can be scary, but as long as we have the initiative, if and when Ugin comes down, that would be preferred. Okay, so now we have... Let's go to combat. We want to double jump the initiative, basically. They may just take. I would assume that they're just going to take here. Okay, that's what I thought. And I think here we're just on a race. I really like gaining a lot of life, especially on a race. So yeah, let's do this. I know oh, sorry. I know the White Plume as a 5/5 would be nice. Maybe I am supposed to just do the White Plume as a 5/5. Yeah. especially on this board. I'm glad I talked myself into that. Oh yeah, because it also, the first strike didn't account for that either. Okay, so that's nice. I think here, so I can get 2 things untapped if I want. So I'm gonna get a token, so that's actually really nice to know. So yeah, let's play Undermountain, and then we'll play Colonnade. So this will forge, or trap, I mean. Good thing they don't have protection, so we don't have to trap ourselves. That would be really bad. Then we'll play Colonnade, and then we will make a token, which I think we're 2, yeah, we're 2 short. Now we're 1 short. And then we're going to untap this 5/5. And then we're going to hope that they can't flip the Uvenwald Oddity. And then hopefully we'll win the game. Because again, Birds of Paradise cannot take the initiative by itself. Hey, look, a legendary. Let's draw a Caracas. That'd be great. No response. Yep. I mean, that's a good sign for us. If they're playing Ivara to 3 mana cycle a card, I think that's a good sign. And now here we're going to draw an extra card. We have 4 in the air, but they block with Bird. I mean, I kind of want to draw swords. I think swords would be the best. Oh, swords or a containment Council's Judgment would be incredible here. If I can get like Caracas and swords, that'd be, oh, a haster. Yeah, that's a problem, or it can be a problem. It's not currently a problem. Okay, they're just gonna make that a 5/4, and I'll block with my White Plume. This doesn't have like first strike or anything, right? Oh, does it make it unblockable or something? No. Oh, we're not into. Sorry, I misread the client. I was super confused. Okay. Yep, they don't take the initiative. Then we go to our turn. I don't know if that's a good attack or not. I honestly don't know. Like, I lose a piece, sure, but Uvenwald Oddity being able to flip soon. Okay, that's horrible. So, we don't have great attacks. This is a 4/5 if it attacks, and it won't eat 2 things, so that seems terrible. We could just attack for 4. Could also cycle. Let's get in for 5. Yeah, it's a 2/3, so those attacks don't make a lot of sense. Yeah, let's just get in for 5. So now we end step. Now, Smuggler Copter is their last card in hand, I believe. So obviously until this draw step, and they can smack us back with it, unfortunately. They're on the first thing, so like attacking us, they have to devote a decent amount of resources into attacking us, and then we have an attack back. So, and we don't even get forged. And then we can also Throne of the Undead if we get damage in. Oh, yeah. Yep, that works. Let's Brazen Borrower. They have removal. I mean, I know one of their cards is Copter. I'm pretty sure. Now, this does have Trample. So they still take the initiative. Probably should have realized that before. Yeah, because then I could have... I guess I want the 3-1 anyways. They can have it. I'd rather have the 3-1 attacker, I think, at this point. It's important to note, like, if you make a mistake, which I'm not, like, I mean, playing this now, if I wasn't going to block, is clearly a mistake. But, it's important to realize, like, if you do make a mistake or something you think is a mistake, not continue blundering by, like, oh, well, I did this, so I guess I have to block. Like, no, I don't. I can reassess and move forward with, you know, the information I have now and go from there. So I think that's very important for playing as best as possible when you play this game. Okay, they do decide to forge. Where's the forge going? Onto the bird. Okay, but the bird's tapped. Yep. Yep. Council's judgment would go a long way. Hull breacher. Okay. So now we just attack with everything, I think, is the correct... Well, everything but the noble. And then when they go to block, we can hull breacher. They have to tap something if they want a Smuggler's Copter. And if they don't, Smuggler's Copter, they're dead to 7 in the air. Okay, yep. Next game. Yeah, I'll take an exercise, I think. They had enough things. I mean, the Uvenwald oddities and the Copter is definitely enough. I know technically the Flame Tongue Kavu, although it's not the greatest. Endurance, I'll probably keep where it's at. I do like having Giver and Mother, but again, we may be cutting that. I definitely want my Utopia Sprawls. Tashana's might not be the best. It is decent against Ugin, though. I guess maybe Qasali Pride Mage. There we go. All right, let's try this. Good luck, Ryan, in game 2. That was a really fun game to play. Ryan's still sideboarding, or maybe he's getting a drink or something. Yep, none of the round 3 has been reported yet. So, again, we just need one match win on our team, and we get the draft. Sure. We'll just lead off with Sparrows. I'd rather Sparrows get Wastelanded anyways. I don't know if they have Wasteland. I don't know who has Wasteland, if anyone even has Wasteland. But I still, unless I 100% know, I still like, ooh, okay. I still like to play as though my opponent has it until they prove otherwise. Yep, they are shocking. That's not great. I don't know what counterspells they could have. I don't see any in this picture. I don't see any in that. Oh, they have a mana drain. Okay. So they can't cast mana drain currently. So let's Staff of the Storyteller. And this either works or it doesn't. No big deal. We have Council's Judgment the following turn. Oh, Remand. That's fine. I guess another thing I could have done too was Celestial Colonnade, but after seeing... Oh, okay. That I might just Councils. That's a really big problem. Or it can be. And I can't Teferi it because then they'll just replay it and kill Teferi, and I don't want that to happen. I guess I could uptick, but I don't want that. Because then the next thing they play, they could just kill as well. White. I love that Council Judgment doesn't target. All right. Uvenwald Oddity? That would be a punish. Yep. Well, here we may just Teferi bounce the Uvenwald. And if I do, then I need to decide if I want to play Forest to leave up Plains for Swords, or if I just want to play into it. I guess I can afford to take another hit here. Let's play the Staff. Always yield. This is white to activate. That's so annoying. I'll play Giver. Just play to the board. And then I'll play this Celestial Colonnade. Ryan really going at it with the hasters. This is where a Sunfall would be incredibly nice. I would have played a little bit differently had Sunfall been in my deck, but especially if I can like set up a board where like I get Teferi, uptick, and then pass with 5 mana in play, and then just Sunfall on their turn. Gut. Okay. Did I mention I want Sunfall? I mean, I can double block the 4/1 that they're gonna sack the Aether Spellbomb for. Yep. I would trade a Giver of Runes for a 4/1 any day. So now I technically have block with this if I want it. Let's Teferi. I'm gonna bounce. I think the Uvenwald Oddity makes the most sense because it makes them use the most amount of mana on their turn. Tireless Tracker, not quite. Okay. Yep. Do not F6, Edward. We want to cycle the Eagle. Yep. You want to sack your Uvenwald there? That would be really funny. Yep. They're ignoring the Teferi. I mean, this takes me to 3, but interesting. Do they have a bolt? I'm going to cycle this anyways. If they have a bolt, I'm dead regardless. Oh, no, I have Teferi. They can't. Let's stop being bad. Yeah, I'll just take an untap land here. Brazen Borrower is not a bad one. Let's get the clue. So now I can block Gut and bounce the Uvenwald. That seems great. Yep. Ah. I mean, yeah, go to end step. I get to draw a card. You can't interact because this is an arena where Teferi's fixed. And by fixed, I mean nerfed. Yep. Let's draw. Uh-oh, what's this? Oh, they're just transforming. This doesn't do anything if it's transformed, right? I don't know. I guess we're about to find out. I can't do anything about it. Okay, yeah. City of Traders. Don't want that. Swords to Plowshares. I do like that. Let's uptick here. We'll play a peatland. We will sack a peatland. Hull Breacher. Okay, let's go to combat. There's a couple things that Ryan could have here that could like really punish me. So I'm trying to play as carefully as possible. And I'm just going to assume that my 2 teammates lose this round so that I can clutch it for us. I don't know if they will or not. The round may already be over, but either way, I don't think it's correct to attack here because I don't want a Brazen Borrower on my turn so that they can... I want a Brazen Borrower after they've gone into combat. Also, notably, if they try to draw cards, I have a Hull Breacher they cannot interact with. And I can still Brazen Borrower and then block if I need to with the Tireless Tracker, because the Gut will be... Oh yeah, this is an arena. I can hover over their cards and they won't know. So that's so nice. Anyways, it'll be a 2/2, then I can block profitably. So yeah, just to make sure, other creatures get and have trample and haste. Okay, sure. Petty Theft this. I assume they're going to recast. No response. Cast Brazen Borrower. Let's start getting some damage in. Next turn. Okay. So here I do want to crack a clue and try to draw a card. So I'm going to play the city, and I can do the clue thing next turn too. I just want the most amount of mana right now. Ocelot Pride. Okay. So let's go to combat. Just attack with this. It's uptick on the Teferi. I have 3 mana, and I can still sword. So yeah, let's play the Pride. If they flip here, obviously I'll Tishana's. Right up to 4 cards. I really hope they flip. That would be really bad for them. Good for us. Okay, it looks like our team did win. So, but even if we won last round, I would still want to play Ryan. So the pressure's off, but I'm still gonna pretend like it's still on. Ooh, okay. No response. Tishana's that. Now, this doesn't turn off Planeswalkers. Oh, yes, it does. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I said that. That was completely wrong. I know that because of Vintage. Yeah, begin combat is fine. They have no good attacks here. Crack a clue. Grow. My turn. Crack the clue. Lush Portico. Okay. So here I want to bounce returning this. Again, I just want them to use as much mana as possible. And then let's... Do I just swords now? No, because I can kill with the brazen. Attack here. Attack here. Attack Lord Delver. And they, with Teferi, like, they can't kill my things on my turn, so they have to have like a Naganjo. They could, I guess, have Otawara. I don't know if they have that or not. Otawara would be annoying, but like they give us back our Brazen Borrower, and that seems fine. So I do want to play the Might, because at worst I can still gain the 2 life, and also I can gain life. Like, oh no, stop. I wanted to. I was just about to say I can gain life with the Ocelot Pride, and then I clicked through it. Well, that's unfortunate. No response. Our opponent doesn't know it yet, but they can't draw extra cards. We've just been able to do a really good job at just tempoing our opponent the entire time. I don't know why I keep saying our opponent, Ryan. And again, I know I'm not playing absolutely perfectly, but I am very happy with... compared to the very first draft, and then obviously the second one where I went 0-3, I'm very satisfied with where I'm at now. And hopefully I can continue to be an asset to my team in these Discord drafts. All right, plays a land, 3 cards left. Again, we do have gain 2 life and a swords at the ready. We can technically swords our own tireless tracker, not that I want to do that. I'm very interested to see what's in Ryan's hand. So while I'm waiting on Ryan to make a play, I guess I can talk about the land run. Oklahoma land run, I think you saw a commercial earlier in this video. It's an event I put on in Oklahoma City. This year, I actually just recently got done talking with Nicola Beeson, I believe is how her name is pronounced, the one that does the tabernacle art. And we made it official, I think, yesterday or the day before, that she's the artist for this year. I'm still going to try to get like Josh Haas and stuff because he's local. But as far as like, that's the one doing the playmat art this year. And I can't wait for that to be spoiled. So if you're watching this video, you've probably already seen the commercial, but I'd absolutely love to see you at the Oklahoma Land Run. And if you love Cube, which you're watching this video, and I don't have a ton of followers yet, so if you're watching this, you probably do love Cube. And we do have some high roller cubes. I thought about doing some lower stakes cubes as well at the event. So just let me know if enough people hit me up. I will gladly do what I can to support the cube community at the event. So I know a lot of people have like the CubeCon stuff. They want me to do that. It's just really awkward and like trying to figure out like how to, for security reasons and what. Oh, we have a Hex Drinker. All right, no response. Begin combat A. So I think I'm supposed to swords. And I think I'm supposed to swords the gut. And I believe that's lethal. Yep, that's what I thought. I appreciate you guys for watching. All right, we got a 3-0. How exciting is that? I cannot wait to do more of these drafts. I really hope that my schedule opens up to where I can play more of these. These have been absolutely exciting. I'm so happy Ryan finally got me onto this server, and I can play more of these because I feel like I'm playing my paper cube. It's a little bit bigger than my paper cube. So like that part's taking some getting used to because in my cube I don't have, the space for just these generic beaters. Like most of my cube has to be like the cream of the crop, so to speak, or it just doesn't really make it there. But to each their own. I'm excited nonetheless. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. All right, since we kind of played a smoosh deck today, and I really want to save this orchard for my following video, and I won't spoil anything else, but since we went smoosh today, I wanna show off this card. This is from Ross. As you can see, it says smoosh, and for those that don't know, Ross is an absolute lover of Eldrazi. When Bant Eldrazi was a thing in Modern, they played that. They played a lot of Legacy Modern, and of course they also Legacy Modern, geez, Legacy Eldrazi and Vintage Eldrazi. Legacy Modern, geez, that's so that's so funny. That's definitely staying in. Anyways, so yeah, Ross signed this for me a while back. They didn't date it, but this is one of like the first ones I got. Ross being, one of my best personal friends. That's gonna happen, I suppose. But yeah, one of my favorite stories about Ross is he likes to, as I said, he likes to play Eldrazi a lot. So he will play Eldrazi, rain, snow, shine, whatever. But this particular event, it was a charity event that John Hammock put on a while back, and I have John's Voltaic key back when that was a staple in Vintage. I'll talk about that card eventually. But anyways, So Ross decided to change things up, and Ross watched a video of a particular deck, and I think he said they went 2-3 in the video, and he saw enough to be like, okay, I know how this deck functions. He took his Eldrazi sleeves off of his Eldrazi deck, put new sleeves on it, and then put his deck that he was going to play in that charity event in his old Eldrazi sleeve. So he shows up, and his round one opponent, sits down, and everyone knows, who, or I'm sorry, what Ross plays, right? So his round one opponent keeps their hand expecting Ross to, go turn one soul land into, something. I know there was like Eldrazi Mimic or whatever, like the 2 drops that get bigger when Eldrazi's ETB, or they match the power toughness, I think, something along those lines. Anyways, you Eldrazi players know what I'm talking about. And Ross just turn one stormed him. That's right, he was playing Dark Petition Storm, which is this card signed by Reed Duke. But back to Ross. Yeah, played Dark Petition Storm in Vintage, like at the tail end of that deck being viable, if you will. And Ross went on to actually be undefeated going into the last round. We basically did Swiss +1. And I remember not everyone, or maybe everyone did, but so we all, like, our entry, if you will, was donated. I think I don't remember the charity's name, but it was like diaper supplies and baby supplies and stuff for a local Oklahoma City thing. And so, like, I think it was like 20 or $30 that we all donated, and then John wired it over, and that was really cool. We got to do that a couple times actually, but the prize support was just everyone donated stuff. So I know, like, I had a lot of those EW playmats from those trials that we did a lot in Dallas, and I know I gave some cards and stuff too. I know one of my friends, Nathan, he donated a playset of foil signed Deathrite Shamans. What was also donated was a Judge foil Chalice of the Void, which Eldrazi plays. And Ross was so nervous because he was either 5-0 or whatever, and he was super excited and wanted the Chalice. And DJ, another Tulsa Vintage League player, was like, "Don't worry, He was the other 5-0. He's like, "Don't worry, if I win, I want those foiled Deathrite Shamans," because DJ played a lot of Bug in Vintage at the time. And so it was basically locked that they would be 1 and 2 seed depending on how it went. And so, yeah, Ross ended up with his Judge foil Chalice that he still plays to this day. DJ got his foil play set of Deathrite Shamans, and yeah, it was just really cool. I miss doing stuff like that. I miss slinging paper Vintage we were playing at a bar. I wasn't too excited about that part, but it was pretty cool. It was like open area. Excuse me, very nice. And yeah, so that's one of my favorite stories with Ross. Ross actually got into, I'll just show this off a little bit more, but Ross actually got into Eternal Magic because back when DZ and Moore was doing a bunch of winter duels, they did like 5 or maybe even 6. I kept like finaling the winning or finaling. I know one I didn't attack with my Delver one time, and Kayla Woodward was able to defeat me with them being at 3 or less life. I don't remember the exact life total, but I remembered for some reason I missed my attack, and it ended up mattering. I ended up losing. But that was the one time I didn't final, and the rest of them I either won or final. The other time I lost was against Travis Nance, and I remember going Young Pyromancer, like Gataxian Probe, Cabal Therapy, and he had nothing but mountains in play after all that. I'm sorry, mountains in hand after all that, and he still won. So yeah, that was frustrating. But yeah, mono red burn, winning a winning duel. That's pure magic, right? Magic at its finest. But Caleb's actually one of these Deathrite Shamans here, so he used to play a lot of Bug too. But back to Ross. So the very first win a duel, Ross borrowed Eldrazi, oh, not Eldrazi, sorry, elves from the other Deathrite Shaman, Chris, which I can't wait to talk about this Deathrite Shaman, but Ross borrowed elves, and Chris had two elf decks at the time. He had like a fully Japanese one, and then he had an English copy as well. And he played the Japanese one, and Ross played the English copy, and Ross ends up beating him in top 8, even though Chris notoriously didn't give Ross any like elf sideboard uh, cards, which was kind of funny. I guess Ross just comboed him. But anyway, so I ended up winning that one, and I think it was for a Tundra. But to help Ross break into Legacy, and he wanted to play Eldrazi, they had two Cydia traders in the case, and so I asked Chris, like the son of the owner, owners, I guess. I asked, hey, can I get these two Cydia traders instead of the one Tundra? And I told Ross, I was like, whatever buy list is what I sold them the Cydia traders for. I think they were like 60 or 80 bucks buy list at the time. And so because I paid, 20 or 30 bucks or whatever. So I'll still up a bunch of money. I helped a buddy get into, help them get into Legacy, because besides the mana base, like the rest of that deck was pennies comparatively. So, and they had said, oh, you know what? I got them a playset of Wastelands too. It was a playset of Wastelands and two Cydia traders. And yeah, so that was exciting. And I think it was like 160 for all of it is what I did, which was like buy list. So either way, super excited. I got Ross into Legacy that day, so he could start playing his own deck. Ross didn't eventually end up finishing the playset of Cydia Traders, so that was cool too. I know I've had to borrow them a few times myself, so I'm really happy I did that. Karma, I guess. But either way, Ross, I love you, buddy. I can't wait for you to come visit me in Indiana again, and I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for watching.